Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall says 21:47, 13 minutes away from 10 o'clock on Friday night. I'm in Derry. I'm in Derry the last, 3 hours to nearly half 7 I got into it. We were out of the traps early this morning and we left Ashford Castle about 8:30. We're early starters this morning and we stopped in Knock briefly because they were in a hurry to get to Letterkenny. So said a few prayers, walked around, took a few photographs and headed straight to Letterkenny. But on the way into Letterkenny, they had this fella, the son, had his homework done. He had checked up on Google Maps last night and found out that there was a house, a ruins perhaps, of where his great-great-great-grandfather was born in 1840, I think it was, or 1820. So we got a house that was built, a new house. So they gave us a bit of information and we went back the road a bit and sure enough, there she was. They nearly wet themselves when they found out up the top of the hill, and there was only a few stones left on one wall, but the whole foundation was there of the 3-roomed house. And I took a few photographs of them and they were delighted, and we headed in then and they met. We went for lunch. We were in the Aces in the shopping centre on the way into Letterkenny, and we met a fella, McLean. Was it Hugh McLean? He fronted a band. I think he fronted the Mighty Avens, and I thought that was Gene Stewart and the Mighty Avens. But I'd seen, or I heard the Yankee fella saying that it was the Mighty Avens or something else that he fronted. So I met him. He turned out to be a relation of theirs, going the traced it back anyway. So they were delighted. A grand lunch at roast beef, the roast of the day. Couldn't beat it. It was good too. I ate another one. It was a long way from the breakfast before 8 this morning. That was with lunch around 3 o'clock. So we headed in graveyards. He brought us out the road 10 or 12 mile and they found one graveyard of his grandmother. He knew her to that. They didn't find any more of where their ancestors might have died. Or they knew where they died, but they didn't know where they were buried. And we headed in roundabout in a circle round the town and headed for Derry. So we got to Derry. It's an education driving around because I didn't know where I was going, but I had Mary on Google Maps on. She got me where I wanted to go in the finish anyway. But I took a couple of wrong streets. She was saying 200 feet, and it's different when she comes into the miles as besides the kilometres. But they're not going too early in the morning. They wanted to look at the walls of Derry and take explore in the morning. So I know what time we're leaving, and we're going through the Giant's Causeway. I have tickets booked for that. They don't realise that the Giant's Causeway is about an hour and a quarter from here north, and then we're staying in Navan tomorrow night. That's it's nearly 3 hours. It's over 3 hours actually. So it'll be a late one, and they want to go. I don't know. We'll see. I'm driving, but they're telling me where to go. But we had a good enough day today on our betting. I was having the dinner when our little filly, what a little gutsy performer she is, and she drifted out to 6-1 Bays in running. I was thinking that would favour was a bit of a dud. And the other one went money on Putnam Green. I was watching on the phone. So Jess, she's a great one. That's four times she has won, and she'll win again too, because she'll only go up maybe £3 or £4 again this time. But Jess, she's a grand one. Great one for the owner. She's mighty. Great training, great placing. And then we had a cock up, another cock up, Mr. Moore. He should have went for home sooner. Like something similar to what he did in his previous run, but he was gaining the whole time, and he's a better horse than the two that was in front of him. But because he was third in a 7-horse race, and each way accumulator, and in each way this, that, and the other didn't hit. 3 out of the 4 did, and we had Baradar. That's the second time he's won for us. I was trying to say it last night. I don't know how well I said it, but I thought it's an easier race this time, and the conditions suited him with the ground in his favour, because he had won in heavy ground before and been third in the Lincoln, and won well. I only seen it. I didn't see it. I'm going to watch it the minute I have this in the oven. And Ballybone Belter was a belting run, I have to say. The step up in distance suited. That's twice at that distance has won, so I don't think it'll be running at 2 mile again, only when the handbrake is on. So there was a few pound put into the wheelbarrow, but it would have been a lot more, and I wouldn't mind. I was going to, but I backed him. I done a lucky 15, and I put in Guan Tig, left out Baz, and put in Real Dreams. So I had 3 up on that, and I had the doubles and trebles, and if I left out more, but I thought that I knew the favourite, the goat. I wasn't afraid of that at all today. But how well the two, there was an outsider sort of had to beat us. But Moore isn't lucky for us of late. He better get the finger out for us. Anyway, we're chugging along nicely in the middle lane, and I hope you made a few pounds today and steady up with it. Now, all you do is, for that, listen to a few ads, and it'll generate a few quid. I put in 50 quid, as I said last night, into the Jockeys Fund, and I'm going to put in 100 tomorrow to a charity. And well, let's see who. So like, I want to get someone to pick it. I don't know who to go to. Patricia Drohan, Dacia woman. Let her pick it, and I'll put in 100 tomorrow, or someone tell her. And to generate that money, just listen to a few ads when you're coming back in, listen to the comments or whatever, and we'll all be happy. And we'll move on, as they say, to tomorrow. Where have I had first? Oh yeah, there's one. I think I've 5 picked out. But you can throw out whatever you want and pick whatever you want. I picked that Black Tonic the other day, but he didn't run. I seen the excuse for it that he had a stone bruise. I had one of them today, going up and down, up where them runes was. I'm in a bad old position here as well now. There's no chair in this room. I'm sort of sitting on the bed. I could get a cramp any minute. But I showed the video the last night where it jumped the second last well enough in Killarney, but it was just the way it's one of his front legs went down in a hole. Ben Harvey is replaced by Danny Mullins. It's probably an each way bet. Saturday can be hard, so I was looking for that we won't be giving back too much. So it's 11-2 there, 5-1, back it each way. That's Black Tonic. Let's see. There's a big handicap race tomorrow, and let's see, where am I here? That's the Portland. I'm still here now. I just want to check something. Where the fuck is it? Yeah, I have it now here. I know what I've seen. Anyway, the one I picked out in this is one that done us a good turn before. Happy Romance. Would you believe it's the first time it's running in a handicap? So it's rated 102 now, but it won when it was a listed race in Bath when it was rated 106. It then ran in a Group 2 and a Group 1. I can't remember the ones. There was one, but your man is taking £5 off as well. You know the book. Not a bad jockey at all. Hannon is going fairly well. That's an each way play as well. The bit of cut on the ground will suit. It'll be staying on late. There's a 10-1 shot, I think. But first time in a handicap in its life at its age. It's 11-1. It's 14-1 there with the green bookie. Take a bit of that. They're paying 6 places. We'll stay in Doncaster as well for the 5.20. Moore is on a yoke there that has a good chance. But if I tip him, sure he'll fuck it up. But in the well, let's see now. Sonny Liston, that's his name. But a 3-year-old has won this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the last 6 years. And a 3-year-old that has a good chance in this, I think, is Liberty Lane. It won first time out for Carol Burke. And it's on soft ground. And he hasn't encountered soft ground since. It was second to that good horse with Piero, well, good enough horse. Then it was up to 10 furlongs, 10.5 furlongs, stretched his stamina, and it was also, both of them races were on good to firm. Back to good ground the last day. But it pulled the head of itself coming out of the stalls. It didn't settle at all. He's second from the left as we pick it up here, but he had wrestled with his head for the first furlong.
Dutch Decoy still travelling strongly for Oliver Stammers. Will need some luck though in running as usual. Now gets shaken up. Hafit Allen is pressing on then, passing the 2 furlong markers. They race on down the hill. Saxon King is chasing. Dutch Decoy is launching his challenge over on the far side, but the gap is just closing slightly. Liberty Lane is running on very strongly down the centre as they race on up the hill. Dutch Decoy being delivered over on the far side to try and challenge Hafit Allen, who's gamely clinging on. Dutch Decoy and Hafit Allen as they race up towards the line. Dutch Decoy comes over to win. A deserved victory for...
Only a 3-year-old yet. We check the betting. Jeez, it's shorter than I thought. I thought that was 7 or 8 1. Maybe there was money for it earlier. But Sonny Liston has a good chance as well, a 4-year-old. I think it's between the two of them, to be honest, the 2 and the 10. Small little reverse forecast maybe wouldn't go astray. The 5.10 at Bath, or as I say, Bath. I think everything is sort of right for that Bantry. I mentioned him a couple of times. I didn't tip him up, but I'm giving him a solid chance tomorrow. Charlie Bishop is replacing a £5 claimer, but the handbrake was clearly on the last couple of times. But I think there's a race in this horse. If you look at him the last time, Gina Mangan was on him. Not off a yard. He's on the rail with the yellow cap as we pick it up. He's about in...
Hostelry down the centre is making ground. They're entering the final furlong. Galileo Glass giving way to Kenstone and Galactic Glow. Hostelry running on far side. Then Coffee Means Coffee. Kenstone and on the far side Hostelry. Hostelry gets up under Holly Doyle to beat Kenstone. Galactic Glow, Bantry, Coffee Means Coffee. Behind those was Luna Spade.
I think tomorrow the change of the track may suit. But it's going to be an each way play as well. I think it's 9-2, but I wouldn't be afraid to back them at each way at 9-2. We're paying 3 places there. I think there's one more. In the 6 o'clock there at Musselburgh, everything is sort of right, I think, as well for Ascot Adventure tomorrow. We tipped it up before at Musselburgh. We thought we were home and hosed, and he got nailed on the line by Yasser, 77. But it ran pretty well the last time behind Abduction. But back to a track that had ran well enough the last time. That's it with the red cap in front, heading for home.
Gun aside, and Lily Coy the last two, making the run down to the last furlong and a half. Ascot Adventure gone. Judgment Call, Yarsa deepest of all as they make the run now inside the final furlong. Ascot Adventure gone. Judgment Call, Yarsa coming home really well down the centre of the course. It's Ascot Adventure, Yarsa down the outside. Yarsa's trying to get there, and Yarsa has got there. Yarsa beats Ascot Adventure, Judgment Call, and
it actually went up £3 for its last run. If he was on the same mark tomorrow, I'd be very sweet on him. But your man has taken off £3 mark win. So hopefully tomorrow might be the day that he will get his nose in front for the first time in a long time. Win was on the last time too, so he might know how to ride him better. When did he win last? He won 7 furlongs just a year and a half ago nearly. But that was of 85 and he went up to 90. But that's it now. I'd love a pint. I'm absolutely parched for a pint, but I don't know where to go out when I go outside the door. And we're sort of on a side street, and you don't know the area. So I might chance one. We'll see. But one will be all. Because I'm having the breakfast, I told your man. He's a sound fellow altogether. Good crack as well. He had the wrong numbers mixed up. Or he got the wrong number. He was trying to get it through to me today. It was the wrong number. Anyway, bash the bookies. Over and out. Keep her steady.